Hi, I'm Roxanne Garcia, and this is News Talk 710 KURV. And joining me is Larry Esparza. He is running for McAllen ISD School Board Place 6. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate it, Mr. Esparza. My first question to you is we want to get to know you a little bit more. Tell us about yourself and about your background.
Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you for having us. First of all, my name is Larry Esparza. I'm the current sitting board member, Place 6. I was elected in 2013, and I'm completing my 4th year. I'm originally born and raised in Edinburgh. I moved to McAllen in 1989 when I married my wife of 28 years, and we've been here for the last 28 years. I have 3 children, all products of McAllen ISD. My oldest son, Christopher, my daughter, Lauren, and my youngest son, Anthony. We have, and they all graduated from McAllen Memorial High School, went on to college at A&M, and my oldest son, Christopher, is an attorney in Washington, D.C. My daughter, Lauren, is in her 2nd year of law school in Houston, and Anthony is in his 2nd year at A&M. Again, we've lived here in McAllen for 28 years. I started my career in education back in 1986, right out of college. I started a teaching job as a math teacher in Weslaco. I taught at Mary Hogue Junior High for 3 years. In 1989 is when I got married, and I moved. I'd gone up to San Antonio. I worked at a community college during the summer. Moved back December of 1989 when I got married, and I applied for a job with McAllen ISD. I worked at Brown Junior High for 3 years. During that time, I went to night school, worked on my master's, completed that in 1992. At that time, as soon as I completed it, I applied for a assistant principal's job in Hidalgo, and I was accepted. I was hired. I worked at Ida Diaz Junior High as an assistant principal for 3 years, and then after the 3rd year, I was moved up to the high school, promoted to the high school, and assistant principal there. That was for 95 through 99. In 99, I was given an opportunity. I applied. I was given an opportunity and accepted to law school. I left to San Antonio. My wife and my kids stayed here. I left to San Antonio at St. Mary's University, and I commuted on the weekends. I finished class on Friday afternoons, drive home, spend the weekend with my family. Monday mornings at 5 o'clock, I'd drive back to San Antonio and drive right to the campus.
Wow. So you were a teacher, and then you had the opportunity to become a lawyer, and you've been doing that ever since, correct?
That's correct, for the last 15 years.
So what got you involved back into the school? Because you were a teacher, you became a lawyer, and then now you're running for re-election for School Board of Place 6. So what drives you to do all that?
Well, when I first ran, I thought with my experience as an educator, and I know that all the years that I worked as a teacher and administrator, I always felt there was like a disconnect between the classroom teacher or the campus administrator or the campus itself and our school board. I felt with my experience as an educator, I could build a bridge to our campuses, and I think I've done that over the last 4 years. You know, I'm very accessible to not only to the community but to our staff, and all the decisions that I make, I keep my experience that I've had as a teacher, as an assistant principal, and as a parent. You know, I utilize all that information when I make decisions up there, and I think that's important. And at the time, there wasn't anybody on the board with classroom experience or having worked as a teacher, and today there's not anybody other than myself. Wow. And I think that's important, you know, to have some representation from our employees, from our staff, as well as a parent and a community member.
So you're running for re-election. Can you tell us a couple things that you've accomplished so far as a school board trustee?
Sure. One of the things that I'm really proud of, when I first got on the board in 2013, I met with Dr. Ponce, and I felt comfortable with this idea because I had seen my kids, all 3 of my children, go through it and experience the benefits of it, was the advanced placement program. At the time in 2013, we were testing about 1,000 tests, probably about 300 students taking the test. And what the advanced placement does, if the kids score high enough, they earn college credit while still in high school. My oldest son graduated, Christopher, with about 40 hours, Lauren and Anthony about 20, 24 hours, so forth. Today, we're testing a little over 3,000 tests, a little over close to 1,000 students being tested. And what that means for parents, members, for the students is savings in time, savings in tuition, living expenses, all while they're still in high school. Wow. So it's a win-win.
Are there any things that you didn't get to accomplish these past 4 years that you're hoping to accomplish if you are reelected?
Well, one of the main things I think that we need to keep in mind is making sure that our students are college ready, whether it be the advanced placement courses, the dual enrollment, concurrent enrollment. It gives the students an opportunity to experience college-level courses while still in high school. If they decide that's something they can handle when they graduate, then they have some experience and some knowledge, some actual experience in a classroom setting, so that they can make the decision. I think that's something that we want to continue doing. We have our Achieve Early College, which is housed on the STC campus. We have approximately 400 students in there that are graduating with associate's degrees. We have students graduating with certificates. A pharmacy tech certificate is one of the major ones we have, and that allows a student to not necessarily prepare them for pharmacy school, but a job while they're going to college, or a job while they're deciding if they want to go to college. They have a skill that they can utilize and make some extra money.
Who pays for those programs? I know we have people probably wondering, hey, if these kids that are going to high school are getting college credits, who's paying for that? Are the parents, the teachers, the district? How does it work?
The district pays for that. So it's all at the district expense. There's no expense to the parents as far as books or tuition or anything. It's all expense by the district, including on the AP exams, the test itself, the district pays for those. In fact, we even had an incentive for the last couple of years for the students who scored a certain score on the AP test. They were given a $100 check. So there's a little incentive, and we all work for incentives,
Well, speaking about expenses, I kind of have to ask you, because I've been asking everybody, when it comes to the school bond that was up for election, I think 2014, and it got voted down, it was a $300 million school bond that the city was trying to pass for our buildings when it came to, plumbing, electricity, that kind of stuff. Voters voted it down. What plans would you have if you get reelected into maybe helping those schools that need some touches and all that kind of stuff?
And it was actually 2015 when it was voted down. Yeah, that's fine. That we listened to the community. They didn't want a tax increase, and we listened to them, and we worked on other plans. In 2000, I thought it was 15, 16. It was actually 16, 17. We were able to do a tax swap because of a disaster declaration in Hidalgo County. That generated about $14 million for the district. In 17, 18, we'll do it again because of another declaration. Generate another $10 million for the district. It'll net us about $10 million total for the district. 18, 19, and the years moving forward, there's a possibility of a TRE, which, the TRE is basically moving pennies from one department over to another. It generates more income from the state, and we can do that without having to raise the tax rate.
Now, I know people are probably wondering, why should I vote for Larry Esparza? So if somebody if somebody asks you, Larry, why should I vote for you? What do you say?
The reason you should vote for me is because, one, I have the experience. I've served on the board for 4 years. During that time, we've passed a balanced budget for the last 4 years. We've not raised taxes in the last 4 years. I have the experience as an educator. I've served in the classroom. I served as an administrator. I'm a parent. I've lived in this community for 28 years. I have a stake in this district. I want what my children were able to have. I want that for all of our students.
Do you have a website or Facebook page people can go check you out on?
We do have a website, Facebook page, Larry Esparza. Vote for Larry Esparza, and you can find it on our Facebook. And I just want to remind everybody that early voting starts on Monday, so it'll run for about 10 days or 8 days, and we want everybody to make sure they get out and vote early. Election day is May the 6th. And again, I appreciate all your support. If you have any questions on my Facebook page, my information, you can message me there. My cell number is on there. And I'd be happy to meet with anybody over the next couple of days.
Is there anything I did not get to ask you that you just want to let us know?
Just that I appreciate the support over the last 4 years of the community. They've accepted me, and I'm thankful for that. And I, humbly ask for their support, and I'd like to continue serving the great community of McAllen.
Thank you so much. That's Larry Esparza. He's asking for your vote this upcoming election for McAllen ISD Place 6. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. I'm Roxanne Garcia, and this is 710 KURV.